Hello everyone. Today we have invited a beautiful Indian lady, Aparna. Nice to
Thank you
meet
so
you.
much for inviting me. Nice to meet you too.
Ah, First, can you teach us how to say hello in Hindi? Can you type in the chat box?
Sure. Okay. This is going to be Namaste.
Namaste. Okay, everyone together. Namaste to teacher Aparna.
Yeah, Namaste to everyone.
Yes, thank you. Today we are going to discuss the exam failure and college life. Later, we'll introduce something about Indian culture. Mm, First, let me give you some background. This year's high school graduates have already learned about their scores, so some may feel satisfied with results, some may feel depressed. Mm, so when you get a bad score, why not watch Indian movie Chhichhore? Aparna, have you ever watched this movie? Chhichhore.
Actually, I haven't watched this movie, but
Mm.
I have heard about it. I know like what it's about.
Yes, first let me introduce the plot a little bit. Basically, it tells a story about a good student. He failed the college entrance exam. He was declined by many prestigious universities, so he chose to suicide. But later, his parents encouraged him to regain the confidence. Even losers can gain respect through personal efforts.
Yes, I think I know this plot. Yeah, it's a very motivational and inspirational story.
Aparna, how do you view the phrase, if you never lose, you never learn?
So I think it's a good one. I believe in that too because I do believe you face a lot of failures in your life, right? And
Mm,
it's also important for growing because there's another phrase, right? If you never, I think I don't remember exactly, but if you never fail, you're never gonna grow, something like
mm,
that.
mm.
So because we learn a lot from our mistakes and failures, and I think accepting failures is really important because we have a very long life ahead, right? So we need to learn how to deal with them. Yeah.
Yes, yes. If I may add, I want to share a good example about a Chinese inventor. His name is Wang Xingxing, the founder of Unitree Robot. You can find a lot of videos about his robot dog. uh, he always failed his English exam, but he has talents in mechanism. Sometimes I think exam can't assess one's talent very accurately,
Hmm.
so you need to explore your interests. Later you will succeed. Can you share something like in which situations you think it is worth it to repeat the college entrance exam next year?
It depends on the person, I think,
Mm,
what are their goals in life, and how they feel about it. Because I know some people who have repeated the college entrance exam, but I also know people who decided to do something else, or maybe they were happy with it. So I think it varies, yeah. It depends on, it's a personal choice, I think.
yes, I think it depends. For example, for some industry fields like um, medicine, they are very competitive. You need a good diploma to land the field. In some other cases, you may get ill or feel too sad because the breakup with girlfriends, boyfriends, or the death of close
Hmm.
people. So in these cases, I think you may get a better result next year.
Yeah,
Next,
there could be
mm,
many reasons, right? I think, or maybe like you said, if there are many family situations, or sometimes maybe you are not happy with your scores. You think you can do better, right?
mm,
So yeah, I think, like I said, it's depends on the person, right? If you want to or if you don't want to.
next question: does India have gap years? How do you view it? What do people do in their gap years?
I think most people take gap years for studying, obviously. Otherwise, gap years are not common in India. For example, I
Mm,
think in other countries, people take gap years to travel, sometimes to explore. But I don't think in India it's that popular yet. Mostly people have it because they're studying, right? Like maybe
mm,
they're repeating an entrance exam, or maybe they're preparing for some competitive exam, right, for a government job. So in that
mm.
cases, gap years are more common. Otherwise, it's not. Yeah.
Yes, I would like to share the situations in China for high school graduates because our score are only valid within 1 year. So if you want to go to college next year, you need to retake the exam. For the college graduates, companies usually have some favorable policy for the current year graduates. If you come later, the threshold will be really high. So unfortunately, we don't have some kind of gap years. But nowadays, Chinese
Okay.
governments encourage students to start their own business, so they can choose to uh, have some rest uh, within the college. Yes, during the college, I know some of my friends who start a board game shop, or they
Oh,
can open some paid study room. Some people will find a quiet learning environment. Yes, at least they tried. They won't
okay.
regret in the later stage of their life. Uh,
Right, true.
next question: is ageism prevalent in India? How do Indian people deal with anxiety about age?
So about this question, I think I guess it is in some ways because Indian people do care about, getting stuff done by a certain age because it's our society. Yeah, it's
Mm,
built like that. For example, people will pressurize you if you're unmarried by a certain age, like not force you, but they have, this way of asking you again and again, oh, when are you getting married?
mm.
Or if you are married, then when are you having children? So this is, I think, a very negative aspect of the society. People shouldn't care about other people's life that much. But I think in some ways, yeah, people do are anxious about their age, yeah, especially about getting married or settling down, getting a good job, being financially independent. What about China?
Yes, China is similar to India in this aspect, but I think the seniors they care about us. They worry we will be discriminated if we don't get married or don't find a job. They care about
Yeah.
our mental status.
I think they do care
Yes.
about us, but think nowadays the younger generation is very different, right? At least in India, right? Gen
Mm.
Z is really different. So I think our views clash on that, right? They care about it, but they care about it too much, especially about marriage, I think.
I always send my parents some passages about the negative sides of marriage, so they won't persuade me to enter marriage so quickly.
Oh, okay. So you're unmarried.
No, I'm single.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, okay. You're single. So your parents, are they asking you to like get married?
They won't force me right now, because I gave them a lot of messages about the bad sides
Ah,
of marriage, the failure case,
okay.
to scare them
Oh my
off.
God, it's funny. It is like a decision, yeah, that you should make, right? Because if somebody is forcing you to do it, then probably it wouldn't turn out to be good.
Yes. Okay, next question. Which one do you think is more important, major or university?
That's an interesting question because I think it depends. So my major is not a popular one. I mean, it's popular in a way, but uh, yeah, I would say most people would not choose it if they want to be
Mm,
really, have a very high paying job, I think. But
mm,
in India, people really want to become engineers or doctors. So I don't know if it's like again, a societal thing, I think, because everybody tells you to do something, so everybody does it. But I do believe university is also really important. So think both of them are important. It also depends on what you want to do. I also think sometimes your skills also matter a lot, yeah, because you can be graduated from any university, but if you are really skilled in a field, you will do good nowadays because of, there's so much technology around us, so many advancements. So I believe
mm.
it also depends a lot on your own skills and how you develop them.
For me, I think some majors like finance, liberal arts, and law, you need a good university as a platform to network. This precious relationship can offer you some opportunities in the future. Um, I don't know if India have similar situations. We Chinese government provide exam-free opportunities for the prestigious universities graduates to become a permanent clerk in the government. So it's a bonus.
Oh, really?
Yes, you
That's
don't need to
interesting.
take exam to enter the government system.
Hmm.
It's very precious opportunities.
That's interesting. Oh, yeah, I think university also matters in India too, right? For
Mm,
example, if you want to be an engineer, so if you're a graduate from top university, you get a really high package, right? Compared to most people.
mm.
And if you want to be a doctor, then obviously government colleges are the best picks. So yeah, it depends. Yeah, I guess.
I also want to
Yeah.
add, in some fields in China, like engineering, especially computer science, major matters. I mean, some universities which have low rank, but they have other hidden benefits. We have a city named Hangzhou. It's China's version Silicon Valley. So even you don't have a good university, you are close to a lot of internship opportunities. So you
Hmm.
still gain some kind of edges over your competitors. You will have a promising
Okay.
future.
I think major depends on what you want to do, I think,
Mm,
right? What kind of um, field you want to enter, right? So in that case, major is important, but university, I think, is more important. Yeah.
mm.
Which I'm realizing because your university will decide your internships and placements. Otherwise, you have to struggle a lot on your own.
Next question. For an ordinary or even low-income family, which major do you think is the best? Because China and India share the same similarities. We all have a large base of population. The competition is so fierce. It's not to find a good job. So, do you have any suggestion for our
Okay.
audience?
This is a very difficult question
Uh,
because the education in India is not cheap, it's kind of
mm,
expensive. So I feel like if you want to like enter a good university, sometimes you need to have money,
Mm,
which sounds very discouraging. But
mm,
I do think nowadays, it also depends a lot on your, skills, right? Sometimes a degree does not really matter because we have, social media and the technology is advancing so fast. So I think you can try, developing skills which are needed. Yeah, if you are from a low income family where, you cannot afford to go to like a very expensive college or do a very expensive degree, right? So, yeah, because I think you can find success in any field. Yeah.
mm. From my on my side, because in China, almost every major have the same or similar level of tuition. So
Oh,
we
okay.
may have some difference. For me, uh, for extremely poor families, they can choose tuition-free majors like become teachers, doctors. But you after you graduation, you have to
Ah, doctors.
go to
Okay.
the target area. Otherwise, you need to pay the fine.
No, in India it's different, right? Like in most, okay, so if you do like a humanities degree, yeah,
Mm,
from like a government college, you don't need to pay much. But again, I feel that there are less opportunities in with that major, right? If you do a STEM degree, right, like
mm,
engineering degree, a medical degree, it's better. But then those are comparatively expensive to do. You can't
mm,
really just become a doctor because we have an entrance exam you need to take, and to do that as a kind of, so nowadays we have a lot of options actually, right? You can do
mm,
online courses which are cheaper. So I think it also depends on the students, how
mm.
passionate that student is, how hardworking that student is. So I think there are more options. Yeah. Yeah, but I think
Yes,
a
yes.
STEM degree is much more like it's a better option because in that field you have the chance of making more money, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So students better weigh the pros and cons before making decision. To be more specifically, in China, we have nursing, accounting, maybe
Hmm.
computer science. These three majors are in great demand. So it might be
Yeah.
hard. You won't work very easily,
So
but
even if you do those majors, right, we have so many engineers in India, they can't find jobs. So like I said, your skills matter more, than your degree. Yeah,
mm,
because if you don't have any skills, nobody would hire you.
yes, yes. But the market is big, so big for both of us. If you yes enter the education or medical system,
Yeah, education
you
is, I think, good. Yeah,
uh,
education is a good field, I think. So if you are, like I said, if you're really good at teaching
mm,
people, yeah, you can build an audience, right? You can teach people and do really good, I think.
uh, next question: do you think nowadays chances for young people are increasing or decreasing? It's a hard question too.
Yes, it's such a difficult question, I think so. Because when you read statistics and reports, right, you're like, okay, this is really bad for young people now because we have inflation, yeah, and so many different things happening. And in
Mm.
India, yes, it's a difficult question. Do we have better chances or lower chances? Because I hear in news that unemployment rate is increasing. Yeah, the
Mm,
government is not doing good enough. They're not providing more opportunities. But I think maybe again it's a skill issue. Yeah, because there are jobs. Yeah. But in certain fields, I think, right? And you need to be better than other people to get it.
mm,
Yeah.
mm.
So I guess we have a lot of opportunities, but I think they're different than before, right? Back in the days, it was like, okay, do this, 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 and now it's like very complicated. But
Mm.
yes, I do think we have opportunities if we know how to look for them, right? Yeah.
Yes. For me, because in China, our unemployment rate is increasing too. But I want to divide
Yes.
the question into two parts. If you think the chances are increasing, you will say because we enter the digital era, digital age, people can find remote works or online
Hmm.
learning opportunities. So many people become content creator because the older generation in China they are not computer literate, so we do have some advantages over them. They don't
Exactly.
know
But
how to
then
type.
again, it's really new, right? So I
uh,
feel like people don't really know about its stability, so it can be scary,
uh,
right? So I think it depends because if you're looking for a traditional job, let's say government jobs in India, those are very stable. Those are
mm,
decreasing, I think, yeah, and the competition is really fierce. There's so many people you're competing against. It's like really difficult. So
mm,
it is, there's so many variables, yeah, I think.
yes. On the other side, if you think the uh, competition is fierce, the chances are decreasing. You need to consider AI.
Hmm.
Yes, AI are so
Yes.
powerful. I think I'm not good enough to
Yeah.
compete with ChatGPT or DeepSeek. That's so sad.
Nobody is, I think, because
And
it's trained on all of us. Yeah,
uh,
it's trained on all the information on the internet, so it knows everything.
yes, and so many skills and technology they are phased out very quickly. You have to become a lifelong
Yeah.
learner in this age. That's a
True,
hard
true. I
part.
think so. Especially if you are in, let's say, computer science major, right? I think
Mm.
there's a threat to that industry. Yeah, because AI can do stuff really fast. I don't know, actually, it's kind of depressing to look at, but I want to be hopeful for the future.
Me too.
I feel like nobody would know, right? We don't really know
Mm,
the future. So what we can do is just try our best
yes,
in the present moment and not
yes.
really worry too much about future.
Yes, we need to keep positive. Next question. What are the goals in the college education? What makes it different from K-12 education, from the elementary school, junior high school, senior high school? What's the goal of college level higher education? Mm,
I think for when you are in college, I think your main goal is to get a job. I think that's
yes.
the major difference, right? Because when you are in like school, you're just studying, yeah, to get into a college, and most people don't even know why are
Mm,
they in school, right? You're just
yes.
there. But in colleges, yes, I think people become more focused on their future, right? They are trying to
Yes.
decide what they want to do in future. Many people are still undecided. So yeah, I think the main focus is on gaining financial stability, right? When you are in college.
For me, I would say independence is college students' priority.
Hmm.
I mean, not only financially, yes, you need to do things you're on your own. You have to manage time, select the courses you like. If you are not very well self-disciplined, you will lag behind. It's which is totally disaster for your future. The second point is you need to network. For Chinese, I think most of us are very shy, but opportunities sometimes lie in networking. You need to uh, make friends on your own. I mean, not
Hmm.
limited to your classmates, but also include people from other places. That's very
Okay.
important. You need to know how to peacefully express your uh, request, how to
Hmm.
do things on your own. Mm,
Okay. Yeah,
That's
that's interesting because okay, networking I think is a thing, but I think most people, even in colleges, are not so serious, because it's like you gain independence, yeah, in a way, because you are on your own, right? In school, you have like more like parental supervision. People are like having fun for the first time. I think they're like
yes.
exploring more, So college life is also associated with the like a fun period in life, like
Mm,
okay, we were hanging out with friends and this and that, right? That's also one aspect of it, I think, which you can't do in school, right? Yeah.
yes.
And many people also go to other cities to study, right? So that's also, I think, a different aspect of it.
Yes. Study hard, play harder. uh,
Yeah, it depends, like I think it depends on the major too. In some majors, you really need to study, right? Like doctor.
okay. The last one question, very, very difficult one. What advantages do you think people from the lower class have? The poor family have?
Oh, my God, you chose a very interesting question, like lower class. Oh my God, okay, so advantages. Like you mean in like life or let's say in education or what, in a specific field or overall?
Overall, I mean, not limited to education. You can say something about their mindset different from other
Mm-hmm.
people, or
I think,
yes.
okay, so if we look at it that way, advantages. So, to be honest, lower class people really have to struggle a lot, right? I
Mm,
think so. But maybe their upbringing is different, I don't find any advantages, to be honest, but I would say
mm,
that maybe they have the fire, inside them, the passion to do better. Yeah.
mm,
But I feel like the society, and the government actually needs to do better so that
mm,
there aren't any lower class people, everybody as is at
mm,
least, in the middle class or living a comfortable life,
mm.
So, yeah, it's a difficult question to answer actually,
Uh,
because most
yes.
advantages are with
Uh,
people from higher class.
yes. I think maybe government should provide some subsidy, extra money to give unemployed
Yeah,
people.
nowadays
Yes.
there are like some, I
Uh,
think like policies in India. For example, if you enter colleges or like government jobs, if you are from an economically lower background, yeah, you
oh,
have certain advantages over other people. Yeah.
they will give
Yeah. So
you
if you
no interest loan or anything.
not known, for example, let's say in an exam, you have like let's say um, to pass the exam, you need 80 out of 100, right? But since you are from like economically, worse background, so maybe like if you score 70, right, your cutoff is lower compared to other
Oh,
people because they are trying to, minimize the, differences. Yeah, because there is a certain discrepancy, right? Because people from like better financial backgrounds have
mm,
more resources, right? They have better tutors and other stuff, but and also they have more free time, right? I think if you are
mm,
from like a lower income background, you sometimes don't have time because maybe you're like working in college, or doing this and that to help your
mm,
family. Yeah, maybe you're doing also household chores because you can't afford house help. So there are so many things. So there
mm.
do try to, give them some advantage, right?
Mm, yes, yes, I think that's a wise move from Indian government. If I think this question very hard too. I think poor family they are more humble. They are more grateful to what they have, although they complain sometimes, but they won't show
I think it's
off.
a right, because I feel like everybody has the right to complain.
Yes, we have to complain to keep a healthy mindset. Yes.
Yeah, and it's
So
not your fault, right? So
it's okay
yeah,
to
yeah,
complain about government, complain about bad life, but I think the more important things is you feel grateful for what you have. So in China we have some people who show off every day, so everybody hates this kind of a person, and
yeah, no,
in the end his parents was arrested because of
oh,
bribery or other bad behaviors. So I
hmm,
think people from lower class,
hmm,
they are usually modest. They won't show off. So people
yeah,
are more willing to be close with this kind of person. Sometimes I think they are resilient. They won't be defeated by some obstacles.
yeah.
They
But I think it's you have to be resilient, right?
You
Because
have
you
to,
don't have
otherwise
other
you can't
options.
survive. Ah, no,
You know,
too.
that's a problem because, I
Oh,
feel like that's why I think everybody should has a right to live, a
yes,
good
yes.
life so that they have all the necessities. Because I do not think, whatever characteristics you gain by living in, a poverty is, I don't think good. Because yes, you're resilient, but again, you
Oh,
don't have
yes.
any
It's
option. Yeah.
it's because people have no option. Okay, the third one, the third point is for people are practical. They shouldn't be idealist. They better consider their
Yeah.
interests after they become rich. So maybe
Yeah.
some rich family could lead to poverty because of a wrong choice of major. But
Yeah.
poor family usually they choose practical majors which can help them to make a lot
Mm-hmm.
of money. Okay, it's too hard to answer
Yeah,
this question.
exactly.
Uh,
Yes, I think so. But I guess, it all depends on also your mindset, right?
um,
Because you can have all the money in the world, but again, if you are not grateful for what you have, you can be really, lonely and depressed. It really is not, sometimes, all of it is not about the money, I think. Yeah. Sometimes it's also about other things in life, yeah,
mm,
like the mindset and how you treat people,
mm,
that those things like that. Yeah.
yes. Okay, finally, it's Indian time. Uh, can you share some fun facts you would like to tell the world about India? You can say something about book, movie, festival, and so on. Some interesting
Okay.
facts about India.
I think one interesting fact would be we speak many languages.
Ah,
So we in India we have over think 1,000 languages actually.
wow.
So we are very culturally diverse.
Mm,
We are a very colorful country. We really love colors, which is reflected in our custom, tradition, dresses, which I really like about India. It's awesome. And another fun fact would be, I think our festivals are very interesting, I
mm,
think so. We have a Holi, which is like the festival of colors, and Diwali, which is like the festivals of light. So if you want to know more about India, you can explore like the festivals here. They are very nice.
festivals.
Okay, so I said, we have also, I think because it's the rainy season, so I want to share that in India we have a really long rainy season, which is called monsoon. It lasts for about three
Mm.
months, and it rains a lot in India.
People take
Yeah.
umbrella at every
Yes.
moment.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a very interesting time because I like the rain because the weather is so
mm,
good. It's not hot or cold. It feels really peaceful, right? You want to stay in bed and read and have tea. Tea is really popular in India,
mm,
but
mm.
you can't go out so much, yeah, because it keeps raining all the time. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. If I may add some impression on India, India is a birthplace of Buddhism. Many Chinese are interested in yoga and meditation. Personally, I am a fan of Indian movies. For example, Three Idiots, 12th Fail, Super 30, Secret Superstar, Dango, and Like Stars on Earth.
Oh, okay, that's
Yes.
interesting. Do you know that recently the Tare Zameen Par, like Stars on Earth, they released a sequel to it. It's called Sitare Zameen Par.
Sorry, I haven't noticed that.
Oh, it's okay. It was released recently. Yeah, I haven't
Mm,
watched it. Yeah, but it's a sequel. Yeah.
okay. Last, I would like to use a sentence from Indian poet uh, Tagore to
Yeah.
comfort the students who don't get a good result in this college entrance examination. If you shed tears when you miss the sun, you also miss the stars. So maybe we should value the things we already have, our family, our friends. Good
Hmm.
things might happen in the future. So
Yeah.
if Chinese students fail the exam, they may choose to study abroad. If Indian students who
Yeah.
fail exam, welcome to China. You can find some alternative
Yeah,
choice.
there
Don't
are,
suicide.
because
Don't suicide. No
yes,
suicide.
obviously. No, life doesn't end, like you have
Mm,
so many things to do. And, I
mm,
think it can be discouraging for young people, right? Like when you are 18, 19, 17, it feels like, oh, it is everything. But the more life you live, you understand that there is more to life. There's so many things to do, and you just learn, yeah, a lot of things, and see
mm,
the beauty of the world. Yeah, the world is so big, yeah.
mm, mm,
So we really don't matter. I think one thing I like to think is when you feel really low, just look at this universe, the stars, and
mm.
you feel that, oh, you're nothing in comparison to this universe. So why worry so much, about anything? You can do whatever you want, yeah. Because in the
Yes.
end, it really doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yes, yes, I agree with that. Okay, it's time to say thank you. Aparna, can you type and teach us how to say thank you in Hindi? Can you type
Yeah,
and teach
sure.
us?
Yes, okay, I will. Okay, so yeah, so this is we say shukriya.
Shukriya. Okay, everyone together, let's say Shukriya. Shukriya to Aparna, teacher Aparna. Thank you for your sharing.
Thank you too, shukriya. Your pronunciation was good, yeah, actually. Yeah.
Shukriya.
Yes, it was
Okay.
good.
Let's say
Yeah,
goodbye to
okay.
our audience together. Okay.
Yeah, shukriya.
Shukriya,
Thank you so
shukriya.
much for watching. Yeah.
Thank you for watching.